Torah Od. Mishpatim, page 150. Okay, we're on the first column. Okay, let's start again from the middle of the page of the first column. Okay, so the Rebbe is explaining Moshe Rabbeinu gives a level of das not only to the neshamas but to the level of malachim. Malachim need neshamas, neshamas need malachim, because up there neshamas are greater, down here in the guf the malachim are greater. So together yachad kulam ke'echad, and who gives the das to the malachim and to the neshamas of Zeh Rabbeinu is Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's okay. This we learned. We'll go quick. Mishpat means going, like it says on the pasuk Mishpat. What is the level of halacha? The level of halicha going. Aliyas and nesham elimis. By feeling and understanding alukus. Then, by recognizing and feeling alukus, therefore it's called aliyah. Therefore, klipa has no level of das. It's known about the two nashim zainis. Finally, there's no bittul momato lemaila. How do you get this level of halicha? Through halacha. Why is halacha called halacha? Because it comes in the level of halicha. You go from level to level. Okay, skip the parentheses, and that's what it says. Mishpatim. Mishpatim refers to the level of halicha, going from level to level. Who is the one that goes? Tosim lifneihem, that Moshe yashbiya b'chinas das. Lifneihem hainu lepnimiyusam, in the level of a pnimius. In other words, the pasuk is being to Moshe Rabbeinu. Ve'ela mishpatim, this level of going from level to level in elokus, because you understand and feel elokus. Who accomplishes this in the Yidden? Asher tosim, you Moshe Rabbeinu puts lifneihem in their pnimius, in their internal levels. They internalize it. Ki adasu amshacha pnimius dafka. V'nim shechayidei zagilu pnimius amidas, which is kim alamidas. And therefore it says in the Zayar, Moshe lipsik taima, Avram psik taima. We have in Torah, at the Arcade, it says, Hashem said to Avram, v'yomei hineni. So over there, it's not physically in the Chumash, but between Avram and Avram, there's a space. There's what's called psik time. You have to stop. Avraham. When it says Moshe, it says leipsik taima. There's no separation. Now the two levels come together. Ki Avram u'bechinis midas ava v'chesed. Because Avram Avinu is the level of chesed, ava. There's a difference between ava asiya and ava of yitzira. There's a difference between ava of one world and ava of another world. Ava Moshe, which is the pnimius, the psik taima, there's no difference. Why? Because in pnimius, in the essence, there's no difference. Higher level, lower level. So that's what Moshe Rabbeinu, what Moshe Rabbeinu's avoida, he gives das, ace of his das, into the fields for the neshamas of Zera of Behema, and the malachim are also called Behemas Chayis HaKodesh, and that's what it says, Eila Mishpatim. These are the level of alicha, meaning the level of das. Asher tosim, you Moshe Rabbeinu puts. Where do you bring? Because every Jew has das, but it's external, like amunah. You need to do it lepnimiusam, into the pnimius of the yidden. Okay, skip the parentheses. 1 second. No. Lochein, just the second column, 5 lines in the top. Lochein am shachas das. L'bchinas behema. Therefore, to bring das into zera behema of neshamas and malachim, Nimshach das el Davka de Moshe, which is because he's das elyon the level of Sefer Kol Almin shelamayla gam b'chinas neshamas, which you call zera Adam. He said Moshe Rabbeinu is a higher level of das, even the neshamas of zera Adam, because they're only das tachten of mamala Kol Almin, and Moshe Rabbeinu is das el. Like we said yesterday, how do you bring das into behemoth? It's contradictory. It's a contradiction. Das is not a behemoth. Behemoth is not das. How do you bring das into behemoth? So the answer like with him many times, because he's higher than both. Moshe Rabbeinu is higher than both. Therefore, he's able to be mamshich, even the level of das, even to zera behemoth. And how? In a way of pneumius. L'fneim. Huh? No, behemoth is bria and yitzir nasiyah.
Level of
Internalized. You feel it. It affects you directly. There's a difference if something affects you directly or indirectly. Correct? Something that affects you indirectly is called external. Something that affects you directly, I'll give you a very simple example like we're learning the other days. A Jew believes. But nevertheless, a Jew will sin. Now, if they believe in God, and they believe God all over, how can you sin? The answer is, it doesn't affect you directly, it affects you indirectly. But if the belief of the Jew affects them in a way that they don't sin, that means that's affecting them directly.
internalized.
Right. Or in another thing, sometimes you can hear bad news about something, God forbid, something terrible happened. And yet you'll go to sleep at night, and you'll eat, and because you heard the bad news, it's terrible, but the person that's involved in that terrible news doesn't eat and doesn't sleep. It affects them directly. Everybody else will kvetch, you tell such a terrible thing. The bottom line, they'll go to sleep and they'll sleep the night and they'll eat and they'll be fine. That means it's not affecting them directly. It's only affecting them indirectly.
It's like the guy who received a letter with that letter.
Yeah, he fainted because it's his father. Yeah.
Rabbi, how do you, the key is, how do you internalize?
Moshe Rabbeinu. By connecting to Moshe Rabbeinu. That's what he's saying here. Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that does it.
Not us.
No. We don't have it if you don't have listen, all our neshamas are zera behema. It's the fact. You can be a great person, but you're still zera behema. So, on our own, we can't do it. Why do you think the Alter Rebbe in Perek Beis of Tanya says that in order to get the proper sustenance from Hashem, you need to be connected to Moshe Rabbeinu. Why do you have to cling to Rebbes? Because they're the ones that sustain us, they internalize the level of Das, which is Amunah. They're the ones that internalize it within us. Now, how do you connect to a Rebbe? So it says in a Yemim. Somebody asked the previous Rebbe, how do you connect to me? It's not by sloganizing. It's not by hoo-ha. Learn my teachings, internalize them, affect it. That's the connection.
Internalizing is specific, meaning somebody is machmir and internalized.
Yeah, but sometimes Torah says to learn it shaloi lishma, because eventually you'll come to do it properly. Fake it until you make it. No, that's an aspect in Yiddishkeit.
Some very machmir in kashrut, but they don't keep Shabbat.
Very good Shabbos.
It's very unlikely.
But
It's rare, yeah.
There are people like that.
There are people that are meshuga in one thing that's called meshuga l'davar echad. They're crazy about one thing, and okay.
Rabbi, why is it that when you connect to Rabbi and the das is internalized, why does that lead to material brachos as well? For example,
Because the material of a Jew, again, like the Alter Rebbe said, a Jew's gashmi is for another Jew is ruchnius.
example,
How did Shaul Melech connected Shmuel Hanavi? Because his father lost his animals, his sheep. And he wanted to find them, so his father sent him to Shmuel. And he attached. Ma? Correct. Yes. Okay. Kisik Navid Ivri. This is still one maimer. Sometimes it says Hashem acquires heaven and earth, Kaina Hakol. And sometimes it says Beida Shemayim V'Aretz, Beida Hakol. Sometimes it says he acquires heaven and earth, and sometimes the pasuk says he creates everything. Creates heaven and earth. By the way, the word Kaina in the Shemona Esrei, Kaini Akol v'zeicher chaz de'oves. What's Kaini Akol? Doesn't mean he acquires everything. It means to create everything. That's the type of the words. But sometimes the pasuk says Kaini Hakol, which means he created everything, and sometimes it says Beidei Hakol. So, like, what's the difference? So he says, "Inyan ki yesh bechinas shenikra seder ishtalshus mi'ila le'ila." There's something called chain of worlds, cause and effect. And then there's something above worlds, the supernatural, which is the level of Beire v'Kaina. Beire is Yesh Miyayin, Hishtalshelus. Yeah, Beire is Zavis Yesh Miyayin, which is above Hishtalshelus. Because why is the creation called Yesh Miyayin? Haidebush is not Ayin. Because Chassidus explains that compared to what Hashem is, we're nothing. So it's like there's no comparison between us and Hashem.
Then it should be the other way around.
It is. From Hashem's perspective, it is. We should be Ayin Miyesh.
Yes, exactly.
Why aren't we? Because we're talking from our perspective. We exist. God, the way you got to think about. Shem's perspective, which is real, is he is something, we're nothing. Then so first there's a level of Beirei, which is Yesh Miyayin, from nothing above Ishtalshelus to Ishtalshelus. Which is called the level of Kaina. Why? When you acquire something, you didn't make anything new. The object that was by you, now is by me. You owned it, now I own it. But the object is not Yesh Miyayin. You see it in Meshus. It goes from the buyer to the seller to the buyer. Because initially the merchandise was by the seller, and now by the kinyan it becomes revealed by the lekeach. The same thing, olu min ha'ila. It's not something new. Because that's only only God could create Yesh Miyayin. That's only Gilui Ahelam, revealing something which was previously concealed. Like speech from thought. Thought was hidden, now it's revealed. After it's already created, which is interesting. Here the Rebbe is explaining that Beirei is higher than Kaina. Beirei is Yesh Miyayin, and Kaina is Ilav Allah. Right? Yeah, but the truth of the matter, in many places in Chassidus, it says Kainech is higher than Beirech. Where do you see this? In Kiddush Levana. What do we say? Baruch Eisech, Baruch Yetzrech, Baruch Kainech, Baruch Beirech, Baruch Kainech. Right? No, because it's going from lower to higher, right? Right after the bracha. Okay. Eisech, Yetzrech, Beirech, and Kainech. So it says, why is Kainech Atzilus? Based on this, Kainech is lower than Beirech. So it's explained, Kainech refers to Atzilus. So therefore the order is Eisech, Yetzrech, Beirech, and then Atzilus. Kainech. Why is Atzilus called Kainech? Because, like he said, Kinyan is not Bria Yesh Mihayin. Kainech, it just changes domain, possession. No, it's Atzilus. Atzilus is Eitzel. It's not Yesh Mihayin, a separate entity, separated from Hashem. Kainech means it's just the, same thing down here.
Sometimes cause and effect is higher.
Well, that's what he's explaining here.
How can you say Hashem? Oh man, I acquired something. I acquired something that wasn't yours, now it's yours.
Right.
So how does Hashem acquire?
That's exactly what Matan Torah, the sixth parakut Pirkei Avos in Brais is called Kinyan Torah. Right? Then that's the name in Torah. It's called Kinyan Torah. Because what's a Kinyan? Before it was mine, now I sell it to you, or I give it to you. That means before it was my jurisdiction. Now I have once I sell it to you, I have no control over it. What happened by Matan Torah? After Matan Torah, Leiba Shemayimi. Torah is not in the heavens. God has no jurisdiction over Torah anymore. It was given over to Yidden. Therefore, in the big fight between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua about the oven over there, he said, if I'm right, let a voice come out from heaven and say I'm right. So a voice came out from heaven and said Rabbi Eliezer is right. So Rabbi Yeshua said, that's worthless. Leiba Shemayim Hi. Torah in heaven, Hashem has no more jurisdiction of Torah. It says the Malachim come to, it's remarkable. The Malachim come to Hashem and say, Hashem, when's the Rosh Hashanah? We not to go, to prosecute, to defend. When Hashem says, how am I supposed to know? When Bezdin makes Rosh Hashanah, be Rosh Hashanah. That's when we come. Who controls it? Leiba Shemayim Hi. Torah, Hashem has no jurisdiction over Torah.
Oh, that's what
which so Chassidus explains normally what is a Kainakom. Well, here the Rebbe is explaining that is Dafke after the world is created, this Yesh Miyai, now it's only Yesh Miyesh. It just, I'll give another example. One of the Lamites Melachas and Shabbos, the last one is carrying. Right? Where do you learn out carrying from? Because the Pasuk says clearly in Chumash, Moshe Rabbeinu, where the building of the Mishkan, Moshe Rabbeinu said, Al Yavi Eid the Malachas HaMishkan, don't bring any more things to the Mishkan. Can you believe it's first and last time in history? They had so much money to build the Mishkan that Moshe Rabbeinu said, we don't need any more. I haven't, since then it never happened.
Today you re-ended it.
Definitely. So the Gemara says, Moshe Rabbeinu, that was Shabbos. The Gemara learns out that day was Shabbos. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, Ish hayetzim kemei, don't bring anything from your house to the Mishkan. Now the houses were private domain, and the Mishkan was a public domain. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, don't carry from your house. So from there we learn out you're not allowed to carry from a house to the street. The Gemara says if you can't carry from the house to the street, you can't carry from the street to the house.
How do you know that?
So the Gemara Taisus over there, the Gemara says that why do we have to learn it out from a pasuk? Why can't we just? They call the other malachas. Doesn't you're not allowed to cook and harvest and reap and all? Well, why can't we learn out the same way? So Taisus says because every malach of Shabbos you change the object. The only exception to that is carrying. I don't do anything to the object. All I do is take it from here, there. The same object here is just taken there. So why would I think that's a malacha? I'm not changing anything. I'm not creating anything. I'm not accomplish anything. All I'm doing is take it from A to B.
It's work.
No, it's not. So the Torah tells us that's called malacha. But without the pasuk teaching us, I wouldn't learn that it's even a mashal. Are you allowed to walk? Yeah, right?
Certainly.
I walked in the Mishkan. So I can't. Why are you allowed to walk? You should be able to not move on Shabbos. Why? Because it's obviously not a malacha. Carrying is also not a malacha. What are you doing? You're taking it from here to here. Big deal.
Something heavy.
So the pasuk, it's not too heavy. You could schlep a whole day in this tent. You could schlep a heavy thing, the bima. You could schlep a whole day back and forth. It's not a malacha. It's not called tishbei. So you're not resting. Okay. Anyway, let's go back here. But here, the Alter Rebbe is explaining that there's ishtalshelus and there's above ishtalshelus. So above ishtalshelus, the Alter Rebbe says the word bria, yesh miyayin, and in ishtalshelus, yesh miyesh, is a level of kainich. Okay. Now we can understand why the pasuk says kisikna eved ivri. What is that? Why are the Jews called Hebrews? Because ivri, based on the pasuk, on the other side of the Nahar, your forefathers lived. Hanar is in the level of Nar Yetzim Eden, which is like it says in the Zohar, which is the level of Bina Datzliyas that comes into the world of Bria. It says in the Zohar, there's Yud Kei Vav Kei, right? Yud is Chachma, Hey is Bina, Vav is the 6 fetus, and Hey is Malchus. It's the same thing it says in Chassidus, there's 4 Elamis, 4 worlds. Atzilus, Bria, Yitzir, and Asiya. Each one corresponds with the letter of Hashem's name. Yud is Atzilus, Hey is Bria, Vav is Yitzira, and Hey is Asiya. Therefore it says in the Zohar that Chachma mekanen b'Atzilus, Chachma shines in Atzilus, Bina shines in Bria, Yitzira shines in Yitzira, Zah shines in the 6 feet shine in Yitzira, and Malchus shines in Asiya. Yeah? So therefore, he says that's the level of Bina is the level of Bria. Chachma is Bittul. Kayachma. So Bittul, that's the level of Atzilus. Atzilus feels the level of Chachma, which is the level of Bina. Bittul. Bria is already Yesh Miyayin. When you understand something, it's not Bittul anymore. Now it's your understanding. Chachma is not understanding. Chachma is the spark, the Bittul. Bina is already understanding. That's already Yesh Miyayin. Therefore, Bria is a level of Bina. It's the Hey of Hashem's name. Yud is a...
Moshe, that coming to this to connect the Chokhmah and Bina to...
One minute. So he says, and therefore it says, Mishami Parei, from there become Pirut separation. The Eva Anor. What's Eva Anor? Masha Lamaylam Bechinas Seichel Amosek. Sham Yoshu Shuaves. So therefore, where do the Avis come from? Me'ever Hanor, higher than the Nahar, higher than Bina, higher than Yesh. Ma'arak Mashiyod on the Shamas Achakach until they're called Zera Behema, Rak Bechinas Anituch, Menimshach Lamata, Al Zer Shaykh Leimeke. Therefore, there's Neshama coming into the body, you're up there still, you could call Zera Behema. Avo Shor, Shemekere, the source of the Neshama, is Afilu Be'eva and Nahar. Shulamaylam Yishtashlis, over there, Adam or Behema is equal. Because again, Sha'ava Umashva Adam Begadol. What do we say? Adam or Behema to Shi Hashem. There's a level in Elokus that Adam and Behema are all the same. Like Reish Rabbeinu's level, over there, Zera Adam, Zera Behema, is the same thing. Therefore, he's able to be Mamshich, Das, which is normally the Zera Adam, into Zera Behema, because he's above both. And he says, therefore, Laham Shebchinas Hadas, B'Neshamas HaNikra Zera Behema, you only need the level of Kinyan, which I'm Tzacham Me'elam Alagil, meaning like this. The Neshama really is the level of Das. Every Jew, Maminim B'nei Maminim. Every Jew has a level of Das. You have a Pintal Yid, Yechida Shebenefesh. It's a level of feeling Elokus. Right? Yechida feels Elokus. But it's concealed. The level of Das is concealed. Because every Jew comes from Eiver Anar, from all level, all the way up there. But the way it comes down here, it's at the level of Zera Behema. But in essence, the Yechida Shebenefesh exists in every single Yid. So therefore, what does Moshe Rabbeinu do? He's not creating something new in the Yid. What he's creating is a revelation of the level of Das that really every Jew has. And that's what's called Kisikna Evedivri. Ela Mishpatim Asher Tosim Lefneim, the level of Das into the premise of the Yid. How does Moshe Rabbeinu do that? Because Kisikna. Because the level of Das exists within every single Yid. The Yechidah Shemenafesh exists within every single Yid. What does Moshe Rabbeinu do? He reveals that level. Huh?
It's a kinyan.
A kinyan. He reveals what's a kinyan. He reveals that level of Das within every single Yid.
Moshe was endowed with this ability.
And that's what he said, one second. That's why he said, Kisigna v'rivi, Zabinakol Yosed, that's much easier than if you have to create something new.
It's already there.
It's already there. What does Moshe Rabbeinu do? What does this song go? We have to reveal it. Avram Frieda says, you have to just reveal it. The essence of the Jew is there. And that's what the Rebbe always says. When you're Mekarev, that's why the Rebbe says, by the non-Chassidic movement, the expression is Kirev Rechaikim. What are you doing? I'm Mekarev the Rechaikim. The Rebbe says that's an incorrect expression. Because no Jew is far. Every Jew has it. You just have to reveal it. So when you mean a Jew is not... The Rebbe was against the term on a Jew, the word Rechaikim. Far. What do you mean far? You're Mekarev a Yid. What do you mean? You reveal Kirev Amoy al Anitzutz. You'll be bringing close the source to the spark. Every Jew has the spark. You just have to reveal it.